Hello everyone, how's everyone doing out there in TV and internet land? Welcome back to the Lois and Lamar Show. We the best! But anyway, no copyright, we're playing around and everything, no copyright, we already know who really says that, but so what? Anyway, back to us. I have my people here, as always. Lois, Suzette, and also the new big man on campus. Tell him your name, sir.
Myles Collier.
What's going on, Myles? Now you know, when you come down to the Lois and Lamar Show, the first thing that you have to do, relax. Just relax. Now besides that, tell us all about yourself, man.
So, I own a business called Collier Productions. We put on shows in the tri-state area. I also am a musician, a traveling musician, and that's pretty much it.
Like, when did you first start doing that?
So that's a funny story.
We love funny stories.
Yeah. So 10 years old, my mom got me a bass guitar. Now, keep in mind, my father was not in my life at the time. So bought a bass guitar. She gave me lessons for about a year. She took me to Miss Durham over there in Berlin, and I took my lessons, and someone broke into our house and they stole my bass.
Oh wow.
So
damn.
Yeah. So I guess she got her insurance money. She asked me if I wanted another one. I said okay. So I had that for about 4 months, and then somebody broke in the house again.
People, we have to do better.
You must have been playing some good music.
People, we have to do better.
Like,
stole it twice, huh? They heard that guitar and said, "Ooh, I."
Young guy. So
That's so
at that point in time, I said okay, I'm done with music. I decided to go play basketball, which led me through most of my life actually. So I got to actually had an opportunity to travel with the Knicks. Started out at Edgewood High School. Left Edgewood because they were actually telling my mom I was passing and I was failing, just so I could play.
Oh.
So she sent me to boarding school. Things happened. I just met a bunch of people and tried out. I networked and tried out with the Knicks.
Nice.
Yeah. So
nice.
that actually took me. Yeah. So that actually took me into music because I actually had an apartment in Delaware. I worked at the Y and part-time. I obviously didn't make the Knicks, but I did make the USBL team, the Long Island Surf, which was their summer league team. And so I was going back and forth, and I didn't have a lot of money, but one of my friends came and stayed with me. He was 37 at the time. And he said, man, I can't wait to get this call from like Switzerland or something. And I had to really take a look at him being 37 and just hoping he would get a call. And at that point, in my mind, it was like, I can't do that. I can't be 37 waiting for a call for basketball, not knowing how my body's going to hold up.
Right.
I didn't know that.
Especially when you don't keep up with it at the time. And
Exactly. So this is where God worked. So I decided to leave the surf. Wasn't getting any good money anyway, so I left. And I really sought the Lord, and there was this like nagging feeling. I don't know how to explain it, to get a bass guitar, and I didn't do it. And then it kept nagging. And I'll never forget, I wound up coming back to Delaware, got another job, and I was sitting at my desk, and I couldn't get any peace. It was like I couldn't do it, and I just said I have to go home. And my boss said, go ahead home. I went and got the bass guitar. I felt better. Long story short, my mom got sick. She was literally dying of cancer. She passed away, but before she did, she said, your father, you need to talk to your dad. So I never did, never really knew him like that. And
that always makes it way more awkward.
Well, here's the thing with that. Come to find out, my dad was a great bass guitar player in this area. So that
I had that common ground right there.
And that instrument and God is what brought us together. So I learned a lot from my dad, and then God started putting me in the path of people. Gerald Veasley in Philadelphia,
nice. Donald
Robinson, Grammy nominee, like tons of people that were like pouring into me, and David P. Stevens, like tons of people, and that's how things have just happened. They've just progressed.
See how it just started going on, right?
Yeah.
And where was your base point from? Where are you from?
I'm from Chislehurst, New Jersey.
Chislehurst, New Jersey.
See? Straight up.
South Jersey's fine.
It doesn't matter where you're from, people.
Not at all.
You have to just put in the work. If you put in the work, And like I was saying earlier, if you got good product, they're going to sit there and get with you anyway. That's what's up. You lived in Chislehurst. I was in Sicklerville for a while,
Yeah.
so I know exactly where you was.
I don't live there now. I'm in Blackwood now.
I was in Sicklerville for a while. Shout out to Lehigh, everyone. All right, but I really think that from that thing with your mother passing, and then as you went on, you met someone that's part of you.
Yeah, absolutely.
That you've never known before.
Absolutely.
And then y'all have the nerve to have something so in common.
Yeah, and it was like God just knew that. He was like, okay, yeah, just go ahead, live your life. I got something for you.
How you gonna be just like me and be playing this bass guitar? How you going? I ain't seen you forever. How you just gonna be doing? Y'all know in your mind you were just going everywhere with that.
So you must have had a great time playing with him. Did you play with him?
Yeah, he was showing me a ton of things. I learned a lot from my dad.
Wow.
And he still follows me. It's my dad,
Yeah, that's great. That's great.
But it took a lot to kind of get out of myself because, when you hear about your father when you're younger, you don't want to. If you're single, you don't want to deal with him.
Because you hear their rendition, there's
all I
always
knew.
different renditions.
He just wasn't there,
Mhm.
and because he wasn't there,
You didn't know what was up.
I don't need you to be there.
Right.
Mhm.
I can do this on my own.
I've been doing it so long.
I'm not interested in knowing you.
It's awkward now that you're here. I know what you mean. Yeah,
and then God he really had to help me change my mind and change my heart. And after that, it was just things just opened up.
Yeah, well, when you're grown and he gets to talk to you about where he's coming from, you get to hear the other side of things.
And that is true.
It changes because when you have a child, you'll say how you feel about it. The other person will say how they feel about it, and then there's what actually happened.
Yeah,
And like they say, things don't happen when you want to, but it happens when he's ready for it to happen for you in your life.
you're right. And you know what else happened? I had a son. So then I can understand
Where he's coming from.
like you said that.
Son, yeah.
And my son is a beast. I love it.
You not just only play music. You are a co-author of a book. With
I
your
am.
wife, aren't you?
I am. So we lost a child 5 months into the pregnancy, and we were both hurting. And unfortunately, in that situation, as a man, there's two choices. You can let your emotions get the best of you, which nothing is wrong with that. But if you have a wife, you got to play the protector.
So you stuff him inside
So-
and
so
try to
what?
push forward.
So
Try to.
I have to be there for her. Right. Exactly. And so it was,
And that still eats at you. It's like
eats.
you push it to the side so that the next person can live.
yes.
But that doesn't mean you still not bleeding. So
is
while you're
correct.
going through that, it's almost the help is almost draining you at the same time. So as a man, in your private moments, you know what it is.
Yes. And
As a man, I'm telling you, I know what
I can tell you
private
do.
moments, you know what it is.
Yes. And it's just one of those things where I'm not saying she's completely healed. There's always going to be that, but I saw her getting better, and that's when it started really messing up for me. Not because she got better, but because it's like, okay,
You could release.
I can release a little bit, but it's kind of difficult.
Because you've
As
been
a
holding
guy-
it in so long.
And as a guy, you just kind of like, I'm good.
You don't want to show that vulnerability.
Man up.
Because
And
Right.
it's a bad
And the
thing.
thing is, I'll say this to piggyback off of what you just said. It's not really about us not wanting to be vulnerable or showing vulnerability. It's just as men, we do not trust everyone with our emotions. Like, it's hard for us to trust the next person with our emotions. We're very emotional, but we already know through just our regular everyday street dealings and just dealing with people, not everyone can handle certain information.
Right.
And they
Ladies
should.
have the same
You don't want to put everything out there. Yeah, I agree.
We're other people, they do it, but we're really like, I don't
But
know
that can
about
go
that.
both ways.
It can, but for us, it's just a high level.
I'm not gonna let her know I'm crying, but I'll tell you.
You know what I mean? It's very,
Okay.
see, you don't know, it's very deep. And people, when they view you, especially as, you're trying to be the protector and be the guy, when you're playing that role, and I mean playing that role, because you have many hats, but when you're playing that role, it gets you to a point where you're like a statue and you have to hold this water back.
Yeah.
But the rust is going to make you shatter sooner or later if someone will come and service this thing sooner or later. It has to happen.
And what was amazing about it is once we went out there and told everybody what happened to us,
Mm-hmm.
tons of people started flooding,
Mm-hmm.
just saying, "Hey, this happened to us. This happened to us too." Some of those musician friends.
Now you're not
I went
alone.
and talked- yeah, and they came and they gave me some advice, and a lot of it was like you said. They said, "Yeah, man, you're probably good right now," and these are guys, and they
Mhm.
said, "But let's see how you feel in about a year from
That's
now."
right. Pressure bust pipes.
Yeah,
Sooner
yeah,
or
after
later,
a
you
while.
can't just let it just be there.
And the reason they said it is because they know, they know. So, yeah, that was
So your book was your release then? Is that what you said?
so.
The start of it?
Yeah, I think it was kind of the start of it. I think a lot of the release for me is when I have time to myself, and doing music,
Right.
things like that.
Self-reflection time.
Yeah, just time to sit back and
Sort it
and
out.
talk to God and just like, yeah. So that's where it is.
It was
That's just where it
therapeutic
is.
for you. Your book was more therapeutic.
Yeah.
As you were just putting it out there, but there was them quiet times when you were reflecting,
Yeah, that's what really does it.
putting the Lego blocks back after they all shattered everywhere.
Yeah, that's what does it for me. When I get my quiet time, I usually like doing it in the morning. I get up early and I go to my instrument.
That's why they say meditate on the Lord.
Exactly.
Did you say the name of your book?
Courage to Grieve. I'm sorry. Yeah, Courage to Grieve is the name of the book.
Nice. I like that.
It's awesome.
I like
It's awesome.
that.
Yeah, God really blessed with that.
So you play various types of music. You just
I do.
Okay.
I do. And I don't, I do gospel, I do R&B, I do jazz, and I'm not one of those guys that says you should just play gospel music. And I don't think.
Music is music, man.
Yeah, but people look at it as like you're a musician, you're a church going musician, you're a God-fearing
So you
man.
don't do that.
You should only do Christian music. And,
No, you have to do what you have to do.
well, I just go to the Bible on them. I mean, some people are made to just stay in the four walls of the church.
Mm-hmm.
But the way I see it, every time I read the Bible, God would always tell people,
Get out of that box.
go,
You gotta go.
Mm-hmm.
go. So if I sit in this church
You're not going to
helping,
go nowhere.
well, not only just me, what about the other people? They're already saved.
Mhm.
What am I really doing for them? They already know the Lord. I need to get out.
For the people that actually
The people
don't.
that don't. If you're supposed to help and be a service to God, you
Get
need
in
to
the
go
field.
out and right. Yeah. How am I gonna do work where there's no work to do?
That's cops and field cops. It's two
Yeah,
different, two
yeah,
different things.
right,
Like, it just
right.
doesn't happen the same.
Right. And that's just my opinion. Now, I'm not perfect. I am a Christian. But that's just my belief.
You're not supposed to be perfect, brother.
And that's my
like,
point.
That's the whole point.
Right,
Like,
right.
You're just here.
That's my point. And I don't care what you say. There's sometimes you hear some R&B music and it's like it's soothing, it's relaxing.
Of course.
It takes you places. I mean, forgive me for this, but if I'm in the bed with my wife, I'm not really
You don't
trying to
wanna hear
listen
her.
to.
Yeah.
You don't want to hear Kurt Franklin.
I'm not
though.
trying to hear any hymns at that point.
You don't want to
Like,
hear Kurt Franklin at that
I
time.
don't want to hear no hymns. That's not where I'm at with
Oh, the
it.
people say.
I'm gonna need. I'm gonna need some R&B music that's gonna help me get where I need to be.
Because
Right.
R&B, whether it's rock, rap, R&B, gospel, it deals with the different emotional states of humankind.
Period. That I agree totally.
So whether we're in the high spiritual level and we're in that thought process, that represents that.
Mhm.
When we're dealing with our everyday worldly matters, then that represents that. When we're in a form of love or intimacy, that music represents that.
Agreed.
It's all different levels to this
Yes.
to complete the human experience.
Yes, I agree. And it doesn't mean I love the Lord any less because I do R&B. And God had to teach me a lesson with that.
Yeah.
And the lesson was I was when you first get saved, sometimes you get a little too
You be hardcore, I know.
all the way, like
Straight
all the
militant.
way.
I know,
Yes,
hardcore.
yes. So like I said, I was learning the bass, and one of the guys that was showing me some things he was a Grammy nominated producer. He produced Rachelle Farrell. His name is Donald Robinson. Great guy, but he did R&B.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm all high and mighty, and I'm like, well,
You got
Lord,
the turban on and
yeah, I got
everything.
everything.
No, you're not
Like-
supposed to be doing that.
Like, I didn't say anything to him, but in my mind, I
For
was
the Lord
like,
thy God said,
Lord, this dude is doing like R&B. Like something's wrong with him, and it just seemed like God. A peace came over me and said,
it's not that serious.
well, he said, you work a secular job.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I did. I worked at a bank. So what's worse? Like, he's doing secular
see what I
music.
mean?
I'm working at a bank, but a lot of these banks are crooks. And not only that, he was living right. So it's hard to argue with somebody that may be doing something that's quote unquote not of God, but they're living right. Then
Man following
Then something's
God.
wrong.
Man following God is a lot more confusing than actually just following God just for what it is.
Yeah.
But man, trying to figure out how to do that,
Right.
they will confuse themselves
And I was confused.
because they're thinking along like the worldly pattern of how they think they should conduct themselves.
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
the whole time, the Lord is like looking at the situation, like, listen, just
Do what I asked you.
just be the best you could be.
Mhm.
How long did
Everything
it
else
take
is
you to take the bass back up to?
Okay, so this is going to go into my age now. So I started in 2004. I was 32 or something like that. Yeah. So it
We all
took me.
grown up here, so you amongst grown ups.
Yeah.
It's all good.
It took me a long time. Like I said, I was really heavy into basketball. I was really doing it. I played against the best of the best. You name them, I was there. Might not have got a check like they did, but I played against a lot of them.
But you was there.
I was there.
Most people wasn't.
I was
You
on
were
the
there.
court. I was on the court, and you complain a lot about some of those things, and I really had to take a look and say,
People
you know
at
what?
home watching it. You're there.
Not only that, there's people that started with you that were supposed to be, or better than you, and they got all these chances, and it's like 95% of the people in the world that are trying this didn't get to where I didn't even get a chance.
Not everybody shooting a basketball in their
Like-
backyard is going to be on the court.
Right.
It's not
and
going
they
to
didn't
happen.
get a chance. And I remember growing up with some folks, and they would always say, you couldn't do this, you couldn't do that, and I just watched God take me there. But then to tell me, this is not what I have for you.
Man, when you hire yourself to what you hanging with them, like, that's just what it is. Like,
It's what it is.
it's what it is.
Well, Myles, thank you so much for coming on the show.
No problem.
If anyone wanted to get in touch with you, maybe to do a gig for them or just to talk to you in general, since you and your lovely wife Kenya do have that book out, The Courage to Grieve. I have been reading it,
Yeah.
and Lois does not like to read, but I have been enjoying it. It has
Thank
been
you.
an
I'm
inspiration
hoping
to
you
me.
enjoy it. I'm glad you are.
I'm going to get the audio book.
Let us know where we can find that if we need to.
So for Collier Productions, it's Collier_Productions on Instagram, and just Collier Productions on Facebook. On Instagram, I am Collier Myles. On Facebook, Myles Collier. Nothing's changed.
Keep it simple.
And where can we find the book?
So you can contact me for the book. You can contact my wife, Kenya Collier. We can do all of that. It's on, I believe it's on Amazon and
Okay.
everywhere else.
Kindle.
Yes,
Okay.
Kindle.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's been on the Lois and Lamar TV talk show.
Yes, it has.
It's been here, and we've shown it to the world. So get a copy of that book. It's very inspirational, and a lot of times we all go through things and we don't want to talk about it. And there's something in that book for everyone who has lost a child. So I encourage you to get out there and get that book, Courage to Grieve, by 8 different authors.
Yes.
8 different
Eight.
authors. Yeah, 8 different authors, but it's a very good book. And once again, thank you for tuning in to the Lois and Lamar TV talk show. It has been our pleasure to entertain you this evening, and we'll see you next time.
Peace out, everyone. Good love and good night.